Say that. Say what you said.
No, that was funny. We gotta leave that in.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the newest edition of Lad Talk. Mason, the Dodgers have been really bad.
Really bad.
Really bad.
I was gonna say a cuss word.
So bad.
Really bad.
Don't say cuss words.
Yeah, I know. I was about to.
That's bad.
That's why I had to hit it out. Like the Dodgers aren't.
The Dodgers are not hitting it out.
No.
Since starting 8-0, they're 4-10 over the last 14.
Pretty bad.
And we're about 18 games into the season, and the Dodgers are in third place.
Yeah, they're playing like a third place team. I'm just thankful that we still have a winning record. But yeah, it's been really bad. Starters have been walking a lot. Bullpen's been giving up runs. Not consistent hits with runners in scoring position. Just bad.
That was certainly the story of last week, which we're going to talk about right now in this week's weekly recap. The Dodgers headed off to D.C. They visited the president. Hello, Mr. President. Hoping to beat up on the Nationals after that little celebration, and they did not do that.
No, we got beat up by the Nationals.
They got beat up by the Nationals.
I'm just happy we didn't get swept. But, I mean, losing a series is still not good.
Let's talk about it. Game one of this series, it was Mackenzie Gore, who has been outstanding for the Nationals.
Really good.
Pretty much since the second half of last season. He went up against Dustin May in this one, who looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He looked pretty good in this one.
Yeah. He has been doing what we need from him. He's technically the fourth or fifth in the rotation, and he's pitching like a good two-hole guy. Good for him. Needed him.
May going 6 in this one, giving up 3 runs. Just one of those was earned.
Yeah.
Walked 3, struck out 1. Those walks have been a big issue for the staff.
Yeah, not just May. 3 is not great, but everybody else is still giving up more than that. And it's just been the MO right now. We just got to lock it in. Stop trying to get cute. Be good in the zone. That's what you need to do.
We saw Ohtani hit a home run in this one.
Yeah.
Another guy who hit a home run in this one was James Wood of the Nationals. When the series started, he had 1 home run. By the end of it, he had 4.
Yeah, he teed off against our pitching altogether. Big guy, big home runs to the deepest part of the ballpark, that center, just a little bit toward the left field area. And yeah, that's a big boy part of the park.
Nationals scoring early thanks to a couple of errors. We saw an uncharacteristic error from Miguel Rojas.
Yep.
And then Mookie Betts with the second error in this one.
Doesn't surprise me.
Not going to get it done. Still not sure about Mookie at shortstop.
No, he can make routine plays, but I mean, if it's a play that's either going to be to his left or to his right, he doesn't really have, I think, the confidence yet in his abilities to be able to scoop it up and make a good throw. So I think he gets a little jittery, a little nervous, and then he thinks too hard and boots it. So,
going back to Ohtani, he was just a double shy of the cycle in this one. Would have been the first Dodger cycle since Bellinger did it. I believe that was in 2017.
Yeah.
So that would have been cool, but Dodgers not doing what it takes to win this one.
Yep.
Nationals getting out ahead early, and the Dodgers couldn't come back. Moving on to game 2, it was much of the same in this one. Too many walks allowed by the Dodgers. We saw Robleski on the mound. Blake Snell to the injured list, to all you disableds out there.
Didn't see that coming. He was hurt last year to start the season, but I think we all thought it was because he just had a late, entry into the spring. He had a full spring, and now he's hurt already. So I don't know what that's all about. 3 walks, 8 hits, 8 runs, all earned.
Wow.
So not great.
2 home runs, both of those coming off the bat of, you guessed it, James Woods.
Or Woods or Wood?
Singular Wood.
Oh, okay. Not James Woods?
Not the actor James Woods.
Love that guy.
Sorry about your house.
Ooh.
Those fires. Sad story there.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
But we're talking about James Wood, and he hit 2 home runs in this one, so he's having a good day.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh.
Good week.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Good week for James Wood. Dodgers losing big time in this one, 8-2.
Terrible.
We saw Andy Pages hit his first home run of the year.
Yay! But what's he batting, $162?
Not so great.
This game.
Bottom part of this lineup, not doing it for the top. Is this finally the excuse that Dave Roberts needs to move Ohtani down from the leadoff spot.
Yeah, no, they definitely need to move him down. He needs to be able to get people on base ahead of him more consistently in the bottom part of the lineups batting. In this game in particular, you had Kike Hernandez batting 111, Muncy 190, so many strikeouts, Pages 162, and Barnes, as of this game, no hits at all.
A whopping 0 average.
So he needs to be able to move down the lineup to be able to get either Freddie, even Edman I like ahead of him, or of course Betts ahead of him to be able to get on base and get some runs in. Because if you're gonna get a home run by Ohtani, what's better, 2-run or a single? 2-run. So you gotta get people ahead of him.
I like Edman in the 2-hole. I like Tommy Tanks in that 2-hole, little switch hitting action.
I like that too.
Move Mookie back to that leadoff spot.
Yeah.
Get Freddie in the 3-hole.
Yes.
And let Ohtani be your Babe Ruth.
Why not? I mean, I guess I get the idea of having him come up in the first inning, but with Edman, Mookie, and Freddie, I'm pretty sure one of those guys are going to get on base one way or another, more often than not. So he's still going to get up in the first inning. But having him in the leadoff guy is just not good. You need to be able to get him in because he's got a big bat. He's going to hit the ball hard. It's going to get through a hole somewhere. 114 average off the bat. That's crazy.
Dodgers not doing what it takes
No.
to win this one, dropping the series after losing 8-2. Moving on to game 3, Dodgers jumping out with 4 runs in the first. You saw Tommy Edman hit a 2-run triple, and then Teo hitting another Jimmy Jack.
You know what? Love Teo. Great signing. Up to this point, he's hitting 283.
He's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting for a high OPS, and he's driving in runs. What else can you ask for?
Yeah. Good job, bud. But then what happened? We get 3 runs right back in the bottom of the first.
3 runs right back. Landon Knack did not have it. He usually has a knack for throwing strikes.
Yeah, did not.
Not in this one. 4 walks, 5 runs, 4 hits. Didn't make it out of the third.
All runs were earned, by the way. All 5 runs. His ERA is a 10. Terrible.
Not great.
Terrible.
Not great. But the Dodgers bullpen would hold it down in this one, keeping the Nationals to just 5 runs. We saw Andy Pages hit his second home run of the year to tie things up in the top of the 7th. And they wouldn't be done there. Who drove in the winning run, Mason?
Was it Teo?
It was Teo.
Good.
Teo's been doing it all. He really stepped up when Freddie went out, but it seemed like he was the only guy who had it going over the last week.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. It feels like nobody else was able to get a hit or get on base. Ohtani, other than that first game against the Nationals in the series. After that, the rest of the games on the road were pretty bad. Pretty bad. Glad to get out of Dodge, come back home. Needed it.
Ooh, so not the way you want to feel after facing the Nationals, but the Dodgers did get to come back home where they play much better baseball and got off to a good start in game 1 against the Cubbies.
Who pitched?
It was Yoshi Yamamoto. Yes. He's been stellar. He's been outstanding. He went
in our race.
6 in this one, just 2 hits allowed, 1 walk to 9 strikeouts.
0 earned runs.
0 earned runs.
What a guy.
Tommy Edman would have the biggest hit of them all, that 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th, the only scoring from either side.
That was it. Tommy Tanks, they call him Tommy Tanks for a reason. He's my height, 5'9", 5'10". He might got me by an inch, but he hits them like he does Mr. Aaron Judge across the states over on the East Coast. Because as of this point, he was tied with Judge for the MLB leading 6 home runs up to this point.
That is correct. Across the nation.
It was Edman, Judge, Schwarber. Usually not in that mix.
The
so
usual suspects.
And the unusual suspect.
And the unusual suspect, Mr. Tommy Tanks. Bullpen holding it down in this one. We saw Kirby Yates pitching inning. Trinan was scoreless in his 8th inning. And then Tanner Scott starting to settle in.
Mr. Lefty.
Starting to settle in.
Yeah. His 4th save up to this point in that season. Up to that point in this season. So, great job. Way to hold it down. We need more of that. Because after this game, we didn't get a lot of that. Next.
Moving on to game 2. Oh, this one was a blowout.
Oh my goodness.
Sasaki looked good in this one. He went 5. Sort of a tough luck loser in this one. Only allowed 1 run in those 5 innings. But then it fell apart. Ben Kasparius gave up 6 runs in an inning and 2/3.
He looked terrible. Just missing in the zone. Nothing was biting down. Everything was just like cement mixer right up there. But going back to Sasaki really quick, it was his first time in the major leagues getting 5 complete innings. And it wasn't easy. He definitely had to work for it. But you know what? Great job. He's looking a lot sharper, a little more comfortable. I think he's getting more aggressive and thinking, I deserve to be here. So I'm hoping that he's able to settle in a little bit even more than this and just get after it, because this was a great start for him. Bullpen was pretty bad. And then guess who came in at the very end?
Mr. Miguel Rojas. We saw him mimic some of his teammates. Yes. He did Sasaki, he did Yamamoto, he did Landon Knack. Pretty good.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job at it. Gave up 5 runs. But I mean, the game was over by that point, especially because the Dodgers scored how many runs?
A whopping 0. Goose egg for the Dodgers.
Wait, how many hits? Only 6 hits. The Cubs had 21 hits. Granted, 7 of those were from Rojas at the end, but I mean, even minus the 7, so they still hit more than double, and it was actually our pros going out there. So terrible game, lopsided game. Don't really want to talk too much about it, but you know who's been really, really good against the Dodgers this season?
Michael Busch.
Michael Busch, who we traded away, which I was not happy with. I get it. He does not going to get a lot of playing time with Freddie at first, but there's nowhere else you can put him. You can't put him in the outfield. Baseball players can play the outfield. I'll tell you this much, except for, I take that back, because there's a lot of guys that can't play the outfield. But Michael Busch is definitely an athlete who can play anywhere you put him, I bet. And this guy can hit. I'm so upset that he does so well against us all the time.
Are you telling me he couldn't play a better third base than Max Muncy?
I think he definitely could have played a better defensive third base than Max Muncy can. And I guarantee, because let's look at the average up to this point. Where are you at? He's hitting 300 on the season.
What's Muncy hitting?
Under 200? Closer to like $170, I think, up to this point.
Where you can't even see the ball.
He's hitting 184 at the end of this game. He cannot see the ball.
You got to get mad, Max.
No,
right now, you're
soft.
You're medium Max. You're mellow Max. We need you to get mad.
Yeah, he's mellow Max. He's playing really soft, and he's swinging at stuff outside the zone, because his OPS is 496. That's really bad.
Really poor.
On base plus sugging. He sugs.
That's poverty level.
His poverty level. Terrible. What's the MLB average? Above 700 probably.
700 is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That's a serviceable player. Muncy, you're not there.
No.
You're not there right now, bud. Moving on to Game 3. Dodgers looking to try to salvage a series, not drop their 3rd series in a row since starting 8-0.
But they did.
They could not get it done. Glasnow looked pretty good. Pretty good.
Solid. Definitely need to clean it up a little bit better. But you know what? It's too many pitches. It's too many pitches. I get trying to, you're not going to be in the zone every single pitch. I get that. But 50% of your pitches were strikes. It's not great. It's not great. I get being out of the zone to make them chase, but you're saying half of your pitches were not in the zone. It's not great, buddy. You're not going to strike a whole lot of people out, because you get still 7 Ks, so maybe I'm just putting my foot in my mouth, and you only gave up 1 walk. But he's better than that. I don't know. He should be the ace. Yoshi is pitching. I was about to say another cuss word. He's pitching out of his rear end right now. He's got almost a 1 ERA. I think it was 1.23 in his last start. But yeah, Glasnow, his ERA is closer to 5. So not the worst, not the best. Still needs to tighten it up. But you know what? I'll take 6 innings, complete innings, only giving up 3 hits. It's pretty darn good. But then what happened?
Michael Busch burning the Dodgers again. He hit his 3rd home run of the year, 2nd of the series, to give the Cubs the lead in the 6th.
Yeah, of course he did.
Dodgers battling back to tie it up thanks to an RBI double from Will Smith. But Blake Trinan would immediately give it up on a home run to Pete Crow Armstrong.
That thing was dead center, too.
What a name. What a name.
Super fast.
Cubs would add one more, and that's all it would take as they beat the Dodgers 4-2 and take the series, getting a little revenge from what happened in Japan.
I mean, that's pretty bad. You play a whole 9 innings and you only score 2 runs. I mean, what? We're supposed to have the best, on paper, the best lineup, because you got Ohtani at the top, which I think needs to be down to third, or at least third. I would think fourth. Then you got Mookie. Freddie's been back, but he hasn't got a lot of at-bats. He missed, what, I think 10 days, something like that.
Almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 full weeks. Tommy's been pretty consistent. Teo's been popping a lot up this series against the Cubs, against that series against the Cubs. So just not a lot of consistency. It's been not great.
You're going to have these ups and downs in the season. You just hope that the slumps don't all come at once.
Which it kind of has, and I hate that it's at the beginning of the season. Because, San Diego is undefeated at home. The team as a whole, batting average is 300, and their ERA is sub 1. It's 0.85 in that stretch at home.
Crazy. Gotta give credit where credit's due.
So good for them. 14-3 up to this point. Dodgers are, well, before we won yesterday's game in Colorado, we're 11-6. Not as great. It's good to be away from that road series, but they kind of brought it back home. Won that first game against the Cubs, and then kind of pooped the bed and just didn't do a whole lot. Didn't score a lot of runs. We scored 2 runs the next 2 games after that. So we only scored 5 runs this whole series against the Cubs. The Cubs scored 5 runs in 1 inning against us.
But they're at home. The Rockies are coming to town. Sometimes when you face a team like the Rockies, you can get some good feelings going.
Yes.
Hopefully turn things around. Hopefully they all come out of their slumps.
I mean, why is that? Is it because the Rockies are, before this game, were 3-12?
That's part of it.
They're pretty bad.
Not a very good baseball team.
Pretty bad. Where's Chris Bryant? Is he even on the team anymore?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I haven't even heard about that guy.
That guy hasn't even played 200 games. He hasn't played 200 games since being traded there. I think this is his 4th season.
Nobody plays 200 games.
Over 4 seasons?
Okay.
You got me. You got me. Yeah, right.
So, Dodgers winning the first game against Colorado. We'll get more into it next week.
It was not as... It was too closer than it should have been. I'll say that.
Absolutely.
Wait till next week.
Landon Knack is going up in Game 2 against Feltner of the Rockies.
Snell? Where's the Catman? Where's Sheehan? Where are all these guys at, man? Stop getting hurt. What's your problem? Maybe I'm just... My expectations are too high, but...
It's a long season.
Not great.
Long season.
Not great.
Game 3, it'll be Marquez, Herman.
Against who?
Mr. German?
No,
Marquez,
against
going
who?
up against our favorite starter,
TBD.
Who knows? We don't know.
Not even you.
Next, the Dodgers will head to Arlington, Texas to face off against the Rangers, who are 9-7.
So not
second
great.
place in the AL West.
Yeah, you know what?
Behind who?
The Angels.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. How about that?
Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, you know what? You look at their lineup last year to this year, it is completely different. So good for them. Major overhaul, not just in the lineup, but I mean their pitching staff too. To be able to be first in any division is great. The AL West is still one of the worst ones in baseball right now, but still good for them. We always have to compare it against the NL West, which by far is the best division of baseball because you got 3 teams that are winning percentages above, let's say nearly 700. The freaking Padres, man, their winning percentage is over 800 right now. 14-3 on the season. Good for you, jerks.
So, no starters announced in the Texas series yet, but if you tune in next week, we will recap it. Dodgers in 3rd place, only 2.5 back of San Diego, so that 8-0 start really helping them out.
Washed away, though.
Especially when you're 4-6 in your last 10 and you're still just 2.5 games out of first. But they've got to get things going.
They do. It's really tough to watch the team that you're used to watching win nearly every game. Just do a terrible job. Do everything wrong.
Is the sound in dumb.
And so are the Dodgers playing. They're playing really dumb right now. So good segue, man. Thanks for that. Their batting is just not where it should be. You need to move Ohtani down. What else do we talk about? Their starters need to stop walking as many pitchers and
Less
be
walks.
better in the zone. Now, of course, you don't want to try and give up just a meat pitch down the middle, but you don't got to try and get cute every single time out there, especially against the 8 and the 9-hole hitters. Too many walks against the 8 and 9-hole hitters, which people at the top of the lineup are going to do damage against you. So you don't want people up on the bases when you got the top of the lineup coming up. Bullpen, for more often than not, has been great, but still, when they're not, they're really not. They're giving up runs left and right when they're not. So I don't know. It's like you said, if everybody's, it's not that bad if you're having a slump, but if everybody's in a slump at the same time, that's when the avalanche happens. So let's try to keep it going, win this series, and in fact, I take that back, sweep this series against the Rockies, and then we get a good taste in our mouth to head to Arlington.
Well said. Hopefully we have a happier recap for you next week. Guys, if you like what we're doing here on Lad Talk, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, maybe even share. As always, let's go Dodgers.
Adios.
Cool.